What's going on, everybody? Rob here, jack of all trades, master of making a big mess. Okay, so what I wanted to go over with you today was my air compressor lines and how I got my air compressor lines hooked up. I got a one-car garage that I got to go through. I mean, I just collected so much stuff, but I wanted to go over with you my air compressor lines. So that's a Eastwood 60-gallon air compressor right here. I love this. It's a 230 volts required. It has a zone breaker in my house. I absolutely love this. You can't see because it's dug in at the bottom, but I put in a pressure valve, a release valve, because in the summertime or the winter time, you do get condensation with these. So at the bottom, I got to clean out. Let me see if I can dig it out. All the way at the bottom right there is a clean out. Let's go close my eyes. See, all the condensation that came out, that's a clean out right there. I have another one. So it has to come out of rubber hose. You have to have your air compressor come out of rubber hose because they shake. And if you don't have a rubber hose before you get everything to the wall, your whole system's gonna vibrate. So you have to come out of a rubber hose, which is my main right there. My main coming out the rubber hose. All right, then when I split, there's a T, and all my air compressor stuff is grounded. You see that's grounded right there. Everything is grounded. If there's any electric strikes, it's going straight to the ground because it's all grounded. But I come out the compressor, but I split. I go up and across the garage, and then I come down to, I'm trying to get that up. That's why. There. Now there's pressure there now to stop it because it's on now. Okay, so I got it at 80 pounds of pressure. There's pressure now. There was no pressure. That's why it had to fill up. Let me show you why. I have a bead blaster tank back here for my tire machine. It's a bead blaster to blast the bead with air coming out the bottom right here. Doesn't really work good, but that has to fill up. So let's go back over here. So we're coming out of it, excuse me, this is, I got shit, crap hanging here. So it's coming out, it's grounded, out the compressor, that main line, that is going into this right here at 80 PSI. From right here, I have a shutoff for everything. There's a shutoff going into my air compressor right here, and this is only set at like 5 bar right here, nowhere near the red. That's enough to break the beads on the tires. Right here, that's the bead breaker right there. Okay. One line right here. Oh, that's not plugged in. That's to spin this. That right there is to. Whoops, hold on. That's to let it loose or break it down. All right. So that's coming down right here, out the air where you could get the condensation out, down, and one was going to the side because I have a little air thing that I took off right here. But then I go across the garage, and when I go across the garage, it's all 3/4 pipe. All the way across is 3/4 pipe because you want that big airflow. So you see right here, I got another air cleaner. I don't know how to do it. Let's press it. Which one do I do? Which I don't know how to work. I'm not going to mess with it. There's no water in it, you can see. But because there's no water in it, let me tell you why there's no water in that. Because everything comes down in this pipe right here. Then you go. That gets all the water out. That's why there's no water in this one. And then there's another shutoff valve with my line for my tires right here. And I got another one that I can put in right here. So I got my tire machine grounded. And I have 1, 2, 3 release valves where it builds up. I could get the water out the line so it don't go into the machines. Now, if you're gonna buy a compressor, I would recommend you don't buy a little cheapy a cheapy Harbor Freight compressor. They say they do so much PSI, they do so much whatever they do. They're little air pumps inside of them, so they have faster motors, really fast motors. Because let me get this out the way. I keep hitting my leg on this right here. See, this got twin cylinders right here. that go up and down to create your air. Twin cylinders that go up and down to create your air, and how big they are. Now Eastwood would say the same thing and have a cylinder this big, but it has to go faster. So, and with no big tank like this for sandblasting or whatever, you ain't gonna sandblast unless you have a tank this big. If you got those little, you ain't gonna sand. You ain't gonna be able to use a sander with it. You're gonna be able to fill up air, fill up basketballs. That's what you're gonna be able to fill up with it. So I have the air compressor on 230 volts. It's a 60 gallon, set at 80 psi, and I run my tire machines off it. I run sanders off it. I run sanders off it, or I run bead blasters off of it. It is grounded, so if I get a lightning strike, all the red wires come out there. That's for my solar panels. See all my solar panels? That's all right there, and that's all grounded into the ground also. I got everything grounded. My 230 line that comes into the house is grounded. I got a separate 110 line. I mean, this is all grounded. It's grounded into the ground right here. I have a ground stake under this, underground. I have a ground stake over there. It is grounded, I'm telling you. So I believe if lightning strikes, it's gonna arc, or it's gonna find its fastest way to the ground. So everything's grounded here. But either way, that's how my air compressors ran. You have to have it where you can let the air out, let the air out. I have 2 different pressure regulators on it. I use the good PTFT tape so you don't get any leaks. And I prefer these over the cheap ones. Get yourself some really good connectors, because you see there's no leak in the system at all. All right, talk to you later. Subscribe, like, and share.